and continue this way. So thank you so much for taking your time and joining us. We are very honored to have also His Excellency, Mr. Amolo. Apologies that I never even managed to karibisha chai. I was challenged by technology. And very, very happy to have the WeDo session. I remember when we spoke last time, you requested we do a session on WeDo, and we decided to chase Frida and tell her, hey, we need you to come back. We need to have a separate session for you. And we need to have a session where we also see the real story. So that is why we did a lot of advertisement and telling people we have the WeDo session, and we have several entrepreneurs and donors who will be joining us. So if you don't know me, short introduction, my name is Caroline Mwangi. I am the co-founder of the AG Career Hub. We have been existing for about 3 years. And having lived in Germany for close to 20 years, I'm very, very passionate to share any opportunity I come across, because I believe information is power. I believe we should all try these opportunities, and whether we get them or not, at least we try. So that is something that really that's the motto of the AG Career Hub. So it's actually an information hub, and we normally work with different teams, with different partners and organizations, just to make the network rich, because I keep saying, huwezi pika chai peke yako. So you need mtu kuleta kuni, mandazi, yeah, to make the whole story sit well. So before we give His Excellency also a chance to introduce himself, I just want to highlight a few networks and organizations we've been working with. And one of them is Quig. And actually we came to know about WeDo through Quig. They launched the Kenyan. So very happy to be associated with the organization. It's an organization of Kenyan women in Germany. Yes, women in power. And one of the founders could not join us this afternoon, but I had to proudly talk about the organization. It's really a welfare organization where we really have a small home away from home for Kenyan women in Germany. I will share the links later on in the chat, so that at least you know where to find the organization. We also work closely with Rose Kamarek, the co-founder of African Nurses in Germany, an amazing also platform of African nurses who are already working here, and they're also trying to do projects back home. Yeah, and they're also very keen to see what can we push in the health sector with the support of WeDo. So you can see Frida and the WeDo team. We have a lot of things happening. We also have Jane Wambogo. She'll introduce herself. She's facilitating the logistics. So if you need to transport some goods from Germany to Kenya for your WeDo project, Jane is there. She'll briefly introduce herself. Yes, and I have not introduced my partner, Simon Kirui, because he's here with us. And he's going to introduce himself. He's specialized in the energy sector. And that is why we decided to bring him also, so that when the WeDo energy project kicks off in Kenya, we already have an expert on board. Yeah? So Simon, over to you, introduce yourself. And then after you introduce yourself, then we can hand over the microphone to His Excellency, Mr. Thomas Amolo. Simon?
Yeah, you can hear me now. So I had to unmute myself. Thank you, Caroline, for the good work that you're doing. I'm proud of you. Since many years we have been cooperating with Caroline, and when she sort of gets deflated, I put some energy on it to go. And now we see the fruit, because we are getting now a lot of attention, and we are coming up together as Africans, as Kenyans here in Europe. So without saying much, my name is Simon Kirui. Most of you know me from last time. I am living here in Germany almost 15 years now. And I'm also passionate. We somehow got a common ground with Caroline, sharing, and that is how we get rich of what we have, by sharing. So I've been specializing in energy, renewable energy. So I come from actually the conventional generator side, whereby with the declaration of the climate change and all that effects of CO2, we moved into renewable energies, whereby we started with telecommunication, where we had to put the renewable energy hybrid systems to replace and the diesel generators. So, and I will be happy to share, to help where necessary, and where someone maybe needs some consultation with partners, with products from here, Germany and all that, and when it comes to quality of German products or European products. So without taking much of that time, I want to give the microphone to His Excellency, our Ambassador, Mr. Thank you very much, sir, for joining us. So welcome.
Thank you very much, Simon. And let me take this opportunity to thank Joki for putting us together. I'm very gratified that the challenge of Peter Irungu.
Hello, my name.
Is it possible to mute? Thank you. If you're not talking, please mute yourself. Then we can hear each other. Okay. So I just wanted to take this opportunity to thank Joki and Simon for hosting us. And Joki, to you, I wanted to say it's good that you're able to follow up. The key to success is the ability to follow up. Secondly, is to mention that I have literally only been started working in June. I came in February, but because of lockdowns, only started operating in June. And here in Berlin, we are again into a possible lockdown because you're getting a fourth wave. So it's unfortunate. That's why this Zoom is going to be a facility of our lives. Because today I wanted to listen and to obtain the strands of successes and see how we can blossom together. I would like to just make a couple of quick comments. Number one, we have an opportunity as Kenyans to thrive in this country, to enable our people to thrive. And to do that, cooperation is key. To mention very quickly, we have on Sunday, that's tomorrow, the Defense and Foreign Relations Committee of the National Assembly of the Republic of Kenya. They'll be visiting for about 3 days. And I would be...
How do you join? No. No, Toronto.
Hello?
Continue.
Oh, sorry. So they'll be coming in on Sunday. And my request to you as the leadership of the various organizations listening is, can you distill one or two big messages or one or two requests that I can put on their table, because we'll also be meeting German members of parliament on Tuesday. And I'd be very happy to take your message to them and your specific requests, whether it will require legislation, whether it will require bureaucratic or management decisions. I'd be very happy to deliver that through them to the German parliamentarians. That's number one. Number two, I would also like to encourage you to help me think through the possibility of leveraging the benefits of COP26. As you know, we are coming out of COP, and not necessarily out of it. There's still some negotiations going. But I am aware that there are possibilities of extracting some decent gain for our businesses. And I would like you to help me, point me in the right direction. People like you, Simon, who have an ability and knowledge of the energy sector. The last point I'd like to make, second last point, is that last week, or 2 weeks ago, I was out of town, and the Deputy Minister for Health they call them CAS in Kenya, came into town and was a participant in the World Health Summit. In that engagement, a number of issues were raised, and one of them was the issue of, was a possibility of bringing in Kenyan nurses, of bringing Kenyan health professionals. And I think I mentioned this the last time we spoke, Njoki, to see if there is anything you could help me with to put on the table as a formal proposal from us, either to enhance the ability of African nurses in Germany or Kenyan nurses in Germany. And secondly, to see whether we could have a pipeline of specialist professionals, doctors and so on, medical technologists. And if there is something I can put in front of them as a formal proposal, which could then guide legislation or bureaucratic regulation, I'd be very happy. The last point is to something which I said before and which you all are aware of. We have to continue supporting ourselves. And I'm happy that the guru of logistics is listening, because I think in many ways we should find a way of holding each other's hands and enabling us to travel further. So these are the few remarks I wanted to make as we begin this important conversation. And I'll sit back and listen. And as we end, probably you'll be able to give me guidance as to what I should put on the table for these members of parliament when they're in town starting Sunday. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your wonderful remarks. We're always very happy to have your support. And yes, we will definitely sit down and pass you a list of some of the agendas we would like to be pushed, or even clap hands on the agendas that have also been implemented, because we should not always complain, but we just also give credit to what has been done. So thank you so much. So Simon, you wanted to say 1 or 2 points about your expertise before we hand over the microphone to Frida.
I forgot again to unmute myself.
No problem.
So I don't want to get into a lot of details. I just want to go into the website of Capric, and I will also tell you what it means. My name is Simon Kirui. So actually the first name is from Capric is Kirui, which was meant actually for Capric equipment and parts. So the story of Capric actually started when we had a problem actually with production in Kenya, whereby some parts of machines which were needed by GMO, this was anyway contract confidential, but I can tell you. So in the production, and they couldn't get the product in Kenya. So we came up with the idea to supply actually they call leash machine. It's like, I don't know how they call it in English, words are fading. Alternators actually, to supply alternators for the production in Kenya. Actually it went well, we got the project and we did it. So, and then the next possible project was to upgrade the telecommunication sites, towers, which we got a huge project with IHS, Helios Towers, which is the biggest in Africa. And we got a project of 44 sites as to put a DC generator, which means a DC generator is not, you just take a direct current to purposely for charging batteries. So, and in case when there is a low energy on the PV sites. So we did the hybridization of sites of telecommunication, and that is where it moved us to sites of renewable energies and all these things. So in 2017, I represented actually a delegation of German companies, Tanzania, And it was really overwhelming to see the reception of African people sort of getting their own. Actually, I wasn't in Kenya, but I was in Tanzania representing German German companies actually in Africa. And there it was a point just to show the African companies that it's possible to have also expertise from Africa and representing even the technologies from Europe. So we did a delegation of German companies to Tanzania, where we were doing diesel savings, load sheddings, how you can sort of put some PV and maybe other batteries storage to sort of compensate on surges, maybe when it comes to load sheddings, or what they call in Africa or in Kenya rationing, whereby you find that there is maybe in the evening that everyone comes home and then there will be a surge in energy demand. So that is what we have been doing. I've been more on actually the heart of PV solar systems, so more on the inverters. Inverters actually is sort of, it takes in the total capex calculation of the solar system, the percentage of inverters is very small, actually 5 to 7% or 9%. But it is very, very important, because without an inverter, you cannot actually, work properly with the whole system. So this is whereby it gave me a need to identify, the best, apart from SMA, which everyone knows in Kenya and all these things, there are other inverter manufacturers which can also support the systems when it comes to grid connected or off-grid connected systems. So, and I don't want to go into those details because it will, there will be a point whereby when we discuss projects-based systems, then we can discuss in details maybe how we could support someone to get the best of the systems. So in this area, I went to different countries in Africa just to maybe to show you some of the pictures and some of what we have been doing, just to for you to have an idea of where we have been. So I have traveled to different countries in Africa. I've traveled to Zambia for African EU Energy Summit, which is in line with the 2063 policy or agenda, which the African or AU is having in place. And with all this, there has been our point or our main aim to support actually the African companies or young startups, SMEs, in line with SDG 2030 when it comes to SDG 7 and 13. So this is where we come into the energy side and climate change. And in Africa or in Kenya especially, we see that there is coming up, we have already policies in place, we have tariffs in place, but one of the biggest things that has been challenging actually African companies is the financing side. And not only the financing side, investment in that case, and the expertise of what it's needed. But we have a lot of certified technicians in Kenya, but the cooperation between the manufacturers on this side, which most equipment are actually coming from Europe, and the companies in place to improve the EPCs, the companies who are doing the construction in place, there is a gap. And this is where we see a necessity of maybe capacity building. And this is where we come in to sort of either also bring this network and broaden it for people now to cooperate with German companies, because there is a gap in terms of culture, business-wise, how people do business here in Europe. What does it mean for a German when they're discussing a project with an African company? That is where we have a disconnect. And this is where we come in, because we have the sort of the culture understanding of these German companies, and also from home, and how to bring in also investors, and how do you actually structure your project that it becomes investor attractive or investment attractive in that case. And for this case, without maybe moving so much and giving you a lot of pictures and all these things, I will be willing with Caroline and other sort of stakeholders to discuss in details how do we structure our projects, be it small or big, because when it comes to renewable energies, we are not talking only on PV solar. We are having biogas, we are having wind, we are having what else? We have also, you know, like different hybrid. Necessarily have a lot of impact on the climate, but it's also improve life, which has a social impact. So I don't want to go deeper into that. I would have shown you, or I will be showing you on the pictures of Tanzanian companies who are still making, and they have huge rooftops that they are going to put on solar. I can show you also some pictures on Ghana and Kenyan hotels, small hotels, which are building also their small PV system on their roofs. Nursing centers, you know, like dispensaries, those are places where we could put PV systems or other solutions. So, and this is where we need all stakeholders in this group to come together and say, oh, yeah, we have a small dispensary that place may not need a lot, but how do we come up with this, make this project viable? And for that case, I'm here. We're here to assist each other. And if you have a question, you can reach to us. We can discuss the details. And I give back to you, Caroline. Thank you very much for your attention. And
thank you, Simon. Thank you so much for your 5 minutes. I'll send you the file. No, anyway, so we will move to the next agenda. And please, if you're given 3 minutes, please stick to the 3 minutes because we have a tactic program. Thank you so much. And one of the challenges we've also been facing is trying to do projects back home is lack of funding programs. And the other thing is when people heard about WeDo, they were like, well, that is for women. Maybe it's an organization helping women because, you know, women are the ones who always get funding, or this is just for, I don't know. So people took it very lightly, and Kenya compared to Cameroon was lagging behind. But because I'm very passionate about WeDo, having also received funding for our project back home, we have a Corona project back home. I'm very, very passionate to push for the project so that at least as many people as possible can apply for the grants. So I've dropped, we have a self-help group on WhatsApp where we help each other. So I've dropped the link in the chat. You can join the group where we help each other. If you have questions, you can drop the question. If your project has been approved, we applaud with you. And so today's session is Frida managed to gather several donors and entrepreneurs, and we have a clip where we will show you what is actually happening on the ground. Remember, you can use WeDo to start something. So don't say the money is not too much for my multi-billion project, but you can start with WeDo and scale your project later on. So Frida, before we, yes, Jane, yes. Before we go to Frida, Jane, please introduce yourself briefly, 3 minutes. Let us know how we can send our goods, to set up our cosmetic shops in Kenya with the help of Power Logistics.
Hi, everyone. My name's Jane Mudhoni Wambogo on social media. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, but we cannot see you, but it's okay.
You can see me?
No, we cannot see you, but it's okay.
Okay.
I can share your details later on, yes.
Okay, my name is Jane Mudhoni Wambogo, like I've said, on social media or on Facebook. And here most people knows me, Jane, from Power Logistics. And first of all, I'll say thank you, Mr. Omolo, Our Excellency. At least I've seen you again. We met in Frankfurt. Thank you so much for always being there for us. You are, I think, the first ambassador we have had a lot from Thank you so much. We appreciate. I am the CEO of Power Logistics, which we ship things from Germany to Kenya by sea. And we've been doing this the last 6 years, which we try to help all. I came up with an idea of assisting people, small businesses of all, mostly ladies and some gentlemen, that they want to do something small back home, because you have to start small. And I've supported or I've assisted some ladies with, like, for example, with cosmetics. Everybody maybe knows DM, the products from DM. They have started things in Kenya, like the last 1 year, and they are going on, because I believe in starting small. And they are doing it, and they are coming up. Like today, I've also received some things from some people. It's not easy, but I believe in trying everything, because nothing comes easy. Like myself, I started, nobody will ever believe this, I started with 300 euros. And if you can start a business, a container business with 300 euros, what can you do? And today we have WeDo. They're helping people. Those who have not really done it, they should try, because anything you try, you will make it, because I am a witness, I've done it. And that's why I keep on encouraging everybody, and especially us who are in Germany. There's so much we can do. Just do what you can, what you like doing, and you will make it. And when you try from here to Kenya, you don't have to start with the whole container like I did. You can start with small things like cartons. You get in touch with me and I will help you. I know most people knows me from Quick. My contacts are out there. I think everywhere in the whole of Germany, my contacts are out there. Anybody who needs help, I can help. I can help where I can. Because that is my strength. So let's use what we have, the chances we have, and we will make it, because there's nothing we can't achieve here. So in short, I believe in value. Let's go ahead, help each other. There's so much help outside there. Let's go. And Joki Mwangi, thank you for what you're doing. You are really bringing us information that we really didn't know. It is outside there, and she's there. She's very ready to help all of us. And anybody with a logistic question or need help, I'm always there to give the information. I'm not those people who withheld the information. I'm a person who gives information, because my motto is we grow all of us together, not one person, but all of us together. And with that, thank you so much. And I wish everybody a nice afternoon. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Jane. I grew up in a family of brothers, and my parents always told us, wherever you go, help. Wherever you go, share the information that you know. And I think this is something that I've carried for so many years, and I celebrate when people succeed. I rejoice with them, and whenever I see anything good happening out there, whether small or big, I bring them along. So you must have seen a few snapshots we did of entrepreneur stories. One of them is Muturi. He's a part of the Tyke Society. I forgot to mention the Tyke Society at the beginning. Also an organization of young people in Europe, and they're doing fantastic work. So Muturi is a beneficiary of the WeDo program. He had hoped to join us. I don't know if you managed to join us. He's applied for 3 projects. He's rearing rabbits. He has an electronic shop, and he has a cyber cafe. We have several others who are here live, and now I'll hand over the microphone to Frida. Let us listen to this story so that at least we can believe that this thing is real. And anyone who is in this session, we plan to conduct sessions, information sessions, where you can join us. We explain to you the whole process. If you have any questions logging in, we are here to help you. So we'll announce this soon on our social media platform, so that at least we can help you and create those jobs on the ground. Thank you, Frida. The floor is yours.
Yeah, thank you very much, Carol, and good afternoon. Is it afternoon? Is it evening? From where I'm sitting, it's dark. So also for the Kenyans who are here with me, I also say good night if it's appropriate. And I would like to start also by introducing myself, but before I do that, is again also pay a courtesy to His Excellency, the Ambassador of Germany, Your Excellency Amolo. I salute you. I honor you. Thank you for the job that you're doing for the Kenyans, bringing them together. I think this is a very big achievement, and we should not really underestimate it. And for the Kenyans who are in Germany, I tell you guys, take that opportunity, because you don't know how long you have His Excellency. You might get a posting with the UN Security Council, and then you're left high and dry, and you're like, oh God, I wish I utilized that opportunity to make things happen. Yeah. So secondly, let me say, my name is Frida Gasheri Kibuko. I am a Kenyan. I've been born in this country. I've lived in this country, but I've worked a lot in the region. I have like 17 years of experience in development cooperation. I've worked a lot for many years with the German Development Cooperation, GIZ, the Agency of International Cooperation. And I've also worked with the European Union in very diverse projects, governance, peace and security. So we have our eyes and ears also to our very good neighbor, Ethiopia, with what is going on there. But this is the first time since my career that I've really felt passionate about something. Since I signed up for WeDo in August this year. I started working with WeDo in August this year, so I am 3 months old as a project manager. And one thing I can really tell our Kenyans who are in Germany, Austria, France, Switzerland, and now we are also looking to a possibility to expand to Sweden, to Netherlands and Norway for WeDo, very specific for WeDo Kenya. I would like to say that the WeDo projects are in very good hands. I am as passionate as Carol and as Kirui. I am not looking at getting any financial benefit from the projects that I manage. I just want to see change, transformation. Because I also share the sentiment of our President, His Excellency Uhuru Kenyatta, who said, Kenya doesn't need, donor funding. Kenya needs investments. And WeDo for the first time is giving these investments. I'll be able to share with you after a very short while our entrepreneurs who are here. But just mention one thing, like 2 weeks ago, I happened to do a project review in Western Kenya. So I went to Rongo, Oyugis, Kisumu, Siaya, actually the first time in Bondo. So that was very special because everybody hears about Bondo. And I saw Bondo is like my village in Kambaki, Meru, kulikuwa na matoke mingi sana huko. I was very surprised, by the way. We always think it's only fish. And I also went to Siaya. And for the first time in my life, I saw a fish cage in Lake Victoria, in Port Victoria. This was an amazing experience. And I can really tell you that the money you guys are sending back home, the families are doing something with it. So do not hesitate at all to share that money. It's changing and transforming lives. WeDo project is not only giving financial contribution, we're also giving a non-financial contribution. We are tracking your projects. We go on the ground, our people go on the ground, they take photo. Ulisema utanunua laptop, iko wapi? Where is the serial number? We record. You said you're gonna buy sand and stone and whatever to make a cattle dip. We make sure we record every single thing. We take photos. So we verify on your behalf, the diaspora donors, how your investment is being used. So this evening, I'm very, very honored and privileged to see some of my clients. I call them my clients because based on their work and their contribution, I can be able to also butter my bread. We have, Carol, you want to share the video first, or should we first have the introduction of the donors and entrepreneurs? Carol?
How do you prefer me to share the video now?
No, because I can see you're sharing your screen. Are you aware?
No, I'm just preparing. You let me know when you're ready.
Okay, I understand. Okay, I understand. Okay, so in our midst this evening, we have some very interesting projects. I'll start with Simon and Eunice. This brother, they will tell us about themselves. But in a very brief short, Simon and Eunice, you'll tell us about who you guys are, what are your projects, and how has it been with WeDo so far. Then after that, we will go to Kevin. I can give over the mic to Simon and Eunice. I don't know how you want to start. Do you want to start with Simon first and then Eunice? Hello, Simon, can you hear me?
You're talking to me?
No. There is another Simon Gishea.
Yes.
Simon Gishea.
Can you hear me?
Yes, fantastic. The floor is yours.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you very much. And it's a pleasure to meet all of you. And Your Excellency, the Ambassador Amolo, also to meet you also for the second time. We met some time back in 2012 in Pretoria when I was a student in the University of Pretoria. We came to, you invited us at your residence, and it was a great pleasure to meet you again.
Oh, kwele mimi mzee.
Not really, but I like that you're really passionate about what you're doing, and it's a pleasure to meet you again, and also to meet all of you. My name is Simon Ijeha. I live, work, and study in Gießen. Gießen is close to Frankfurt. I've been here for close to 4 years. And yeah, I'm here because I'm a donor through the WeDo project. I came to know about WeDo through. Can I say something now, or I need you listen to that?
You say now. You say.
Okay.
No, say now. Yes.
Great. I came to know about WeDo through a Kenyan who was working for the project here in Germany, called Lucy Adundo. I think Carol must remember Lucy some time back. You interacted with her sometime. And yes. I saw it as an opportunity for the diaspora remittance to make an impact in transforming lives back at home, especially during the COVID-19 period where many livelihoods have been affected. You know, we were still sending money back home, and but the impact was not that significant. So when I saw the opportunity with WeDo, I said, wow, this is an opportunity for also me to make an impact, not only for the few people I was supporting, but also to expand to other people. And so far, I have interacted with WeDo for one year, slightly about 1 year, and I have been able to support successively 3 projects through WeDo, and yeah. That's actually 4 projects so far successfully, and because according to the platform, I'm allowed to support 3 projects at a time. So one, I was able to support it, and it was closed down, and the entrepreneur had to reapply again. So so far so good, and this is an opportunity that everybody, because all of us have our loved ones back at home, and it can be an opportunity for us to make more impact with the little money. You may call it little, but once you go home, you see what is happening, then, you know, actually it's making a lot of impact, because sometimes I go to the shops here, I buy something for 10 euros, and then I realize that 10 euros in Kenya is slightly above 1,000 shillings, and it can do a lot. So if I can send my 100 shillings or 200, and then WeDo project now, through the WeDo project now, it becomes like it doubles the impact. So I'm really grateful for the opportunity to participate with WeDo, and also willing to share information on how the process goes, and how people here can engage in the WeDo project. Yeah, just shortly, maybe if there is a Q&A session, then we can share more. For now,
thank you very much, Simon. Thank you very much, Simon. You've said a very important point. Also, the reason why we were showcasing you is in case our people back in Germany have a question in terms of the system, because it's a bit of a challenge sometimes, you can also guide them, because I think you are a pro now. Yeah. Yes, let me give your sister, Eunice, you're doing a fantastic job. I've seen your YouTube channel. Say something about your project, say something about yourself. Eunice, please, the floor is yours.
Hello. My name is Eunice Isheha, and my donor's name is Simon Isheha too. He's my brother. I am the, can you hear me?
Very well. Go ahead.
Thank you. Okay, my name is Eunice, and I am the CEO of Kidawa Entertainment. I deal with entertainment. My YouTube channel is Kidawa Comedy Entertainment. My Facebook is Eunice Wagonyo. I am on TikTok at Wagonyo Eunice. So I started my company in 2019. This is my third year. And I want to thank my donor because he has always supported my project even before WeDo came in. But we were not able to do much because it is expensive to start a production like this. Because you see, like, a camera is about 80,000 Kenya shillings. So we were not able to do big things in my company until he told me about WeDo, and he told me that he's going to guide me. So I was able to apply. It wasn't hard because it is just step by step through the guidance of my donor. So I was able to apply. He invited me, I was able to apply. We went through the guidance of our coaches. They used to come and visit me. They used to guide me on finances. I never used to manage my company by documenting my finances, but the coaches really helped me to do that. I would also want to say that after my first application, I was able to purchase equipment that were very important in my production. That is the cameras, the reflectors, the lenses, things that I use each and every day. I used to hire them. I want to thank my donor and the WeDo because I was able to purchase them. And my passion is to promote talent in my community, to create job and to empower the youth. So with those equipments, I was able to empower the youth. I was able to promote talent because people here are so much talented, but they lack equipment. So I want to thank the WeDo team. I went ahead and closed my first project. I'm on my second project. I'm about to close my second project and start the third one. I have been funded 2 times by WeDo. The second time I've been able to purchase a PA system, a complete one that I'm hiring out. I've been able to employ 13 members of staff. Wow. And I'm sure I'm going to employ more. And I want to tell you that WeDo is doable. It is very easy to apply so long as you are truthful, you're focused, and you want to help your community. Thank you very much.
Fantastic, Eunice. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, that's actually, you've summarized my presentation. We are giving financial and then financial contribution. And you can hear the issue of coaches. Most of our entrepreneurs in Kenya, they don't document. Mtu anauza, anauzia mwingine, anapatia mwingine loan, hakuna documentation. And then after 2 months, the business goes down because we've not been able to document. So one of the things we are doing is what we're calling customized business coaching, individual business coaching. And it, to be honest, colleagues, it's a lot of money, but we are doing it. Every week, I have a session with our coaches just to make sure that we are also targeting what are the challenges, how do we make our entrepreneurs, you know, business gurus for tomorrow. And this is doable. Thank you very much, Eunice. That was fantastic. Yes, we have another very brilliant entrepreneur, a young man. Kevin, are you here? Because I also visited his business and I was very inspired.
Frida, before we go to Kevin, just let me read some message here from Florence Apollo. She's going to leave the meeting in 10 minutes, so she was requesting maybe we can show the video now in case she has to say something about what the father is doing. Yeah. If Kevin has still time. Yeah.
Yeah. Kevin, is that okay with you?
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
Okay. Very good. Thank you very much for your flexibility. Yeah, Flo, I also met your dad. He's brilliant, and you see his video just now. So, Flor, maybe you can say something, or should we do the video and then you say something?
Whichever works. I think it's 10 minutes is enough.
Okay, cool.
Hello? Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Okay, Sawa. Let's do the video. That is Florence. She's in Germany. Daddy is in Oyugis, and he's doing some fantastic job there. Carol, you can put the video.
Yeah. I hope the technical will work now. Tuck.
My name is Joseph Apollo.
You can increase the volume if possible.
One of the directors for Kusini Construction. Kusini Construction was
now
in 2008. Yes. That is after retirement. Initially, we were doing construction of roads under Kera. And we were also doing culverting. But then over time, things changed, and we started losing the construction jobs. It's not as continuous as it used to be. The logistics are behind it are other things which can be looked at differently. But then later, we went down. And then, fortunately, we started thinking of continuing with steel fabrication. That is doing doors, doing windows for construction of the buildings. Alongside that is when we started thinking of how do we now increase the capacity of Kusini Construction so that we go in the direction of welding and supplying doors. It found when we had a tractor, we had bought a tractor, so we needed to rehabilitate that tractor for supplies of those fabricated steel. In the process, then the economy went down due to COVID. So when it went down due to COVID, then it's like we were almost collapsing. Then my daughter in Germany came up with the idea of WeDo funding. Then we said, oh, this is now good. Coincidentally, it also came with the blessing that secondary Ministry of Education came up with projects of doing chairs, desks, and lockers for secondary school, desks for primary schools and lockers for secondary school. Then we bidded and won the tender. After winning the tender, then it found when we had we didn't have enough equipment. So then when the project WeDo idea came, then we thought we should increase some machineries and equipment, also rehabilitate the tractor for supply of those doors and those lockers and desks to schools. So we did apply, and in the application there was a contribution from our daughter who is in Germany, where the idea came from, because that is where the source where we got the information. So then she invited us to apply for the WIDU fund. So we applied, and the condition was she does a quarter of the money. She raises a quarter of the money, which was 125 Kenya shillings, 1,000 Kenya shillings. And then we also raise 125,000 Kenya shillings. We managed to raise that money, and then we started working on the project. And that by that time it was when we started now working on desks and lockers. So we purchased some equipments and we started working on it. So we started working on it. We supplied quite a good number of schools with the money. And then all of a sudden again, unfortunately, as it happened with the construction, the government stopped supplies to schools, funding supplies to schools. So it looked like it was a temporary thing when we thought it was going to be continuous. That time, it was also fortunate that we were not yet paid by the government. So then we stayed looking at what we should do, and WeDo money had not come. So it was only from our side. So the WeDo money came, we cleared salaries which we had, and then we finally got paid by the Ministry of Education. After paying them quickly, we thought we cannot stop here. And then we muted that with this money we have to buy a machine for recycling plastics. We did at a modest amount. It was a second-hand machine. So we managed to buy, and then the rest of the money we started buying plastics, broken plastics for crushing and recycling. So to date, we realized that without WeDo, money would have not been having the continuity. So the continuity is good because by that time we had employees, and these employees would have been left out there, and especially during this period of COVID, where there are no employments elsewhere. And to us, the project WeDo really assisted, and up to now we have workers around and busy working. So their hopes came back. Same to us, because before that we were now thinking, what next? What should we do? How should we survive? We didn't want to rely on our daughter in Germany to keep on, who is also a student grappling with life and looking at how she can also survive, but she managed to raise some fund due to some work. And then we thought and we found that God is with us. With us, we managed to buy that machine, and we continued the project of recycling the plastics. Currently, for continuity, we are seeing it a more sustainable work of recycling plastics. They are around, and there are many of them, and they are being made, and more are getting broken. So on the other side, we are seeing it as helping the environment, cleaning the environment of plastics, and it is sustainable. Sustainable in the sense that the market for the crushed plastics are there, and then plastics are also around. So that is how far we think
I think I'll stop there because the video is quite long. But it's fantastic. The video will be on the WeDo platform later on, so that's why I decided to shorten it, so that at least we can give the daughter a chance to say something about the project.
Hello everyone. I'm so sorry that I don't have a lot of time, because now I'm working on finishing my master's thesis so that I can go back home after 2 years of study in Germany. But I'm highly grateful for the WeDo project. I'm amazed at what was done, because at some point I lost touch due to a student in Dresden studying hydroscience and engineering. And you know, our parents back at home, they always ask, oh, now we have a problem, we need this, we have a problem, we need this. Then in the process, I saw WeDo through Quick, and this was through Joy's end. She sent the post, and quickly I was like, okay, I know sometimes these things are scam, but let me just try it because I'm desperate and I need something. And at that point, I was also doing some part-time jobs to sustain myself. So then we tried it, and somehow it worked out, and I'm so grateful that it worked out so well. And I would like to motivate each and everyone. You don't need anything, you just need your ideas to pitch them out, and then find someone from home, maybe a sister, a brother, and then we can support ourselves together and grow. That's all I can say.
Wow. Wow. She's a student and she's doing all that. Wow. I was yeah.
No, I think it was, for me, it's to be in Oyugis. It was very hot. Hiyo jua ya Oyugis, but to see it with my face and to see the people and to talk to Florence's dad, a brilliant, man. It was very touching, very inspirational, and I think it can be done.
You took your time, and I can assure you, Frida is so passionate, and we will go so far with the WeDo project. She took her time, and even though I was in the library from time to time while we were discussing some issues, but she was really there to support and to make sure, okay, give me 5 minutes. She was waiting and she was ready to support in everything. Thank you so much, Frida.
Wow.
Well done, Frida. Well done.
Beautiful, beautiful project. This is local manufacturing, actually.
Absolutely. Yeah, and I think the transformation is there, and our people really need investment. Let's give them this. As you said, there's no small money. You give 30,000, you think it's small money, but in terms of investment, that's a lot of money. Yeah. So let me give it to Kevin as I hear this little one, what she's saying. Kevin, Kevin, the floor is yours. Just 1 second.
Thank you. Thank you, Frida. I'm glad to be here today. Glad for the first time to meet the ambassador, His Excellency, Mr. Amolo. It's a pleasure to meet you. Yeah, as Frida said, my name is Kevin Aura. I'm a beneficiary for WeDo, possibly maybe the youngest in this crowd. It's just it's just around four months old, but it has been an amazing journey. So by way of introduction, I have a business. I started a business this year, sometime in June. It was a simple barber shop. So I stay along Waiyaki Way on your way to Kikuyu, for those who are familiar with Nairobi, and so I used to go to barber shops. I get disappointed, so I had to most of the time go to town and or Westlands to get a good barber shop where you're given good services. And then I just thought to myself, why don't I just get a place close to home, maybe a container, and then try and fit it nicely, even if it's a small space, so that it meets the standards of the place that I want to go. And so, yeah, just one day, yeah, we were seated with my wife at a certain joint around our local here. And then we saw these stalls that are being put up. And then we went and asked. They said it's a new place. There is a bar that will be here, and then there'll be shops available for renting. So then we said, this is an ideal location, because there was a car wash, there's a bar that was coming up, and then there were vacant stalls. So we just took a leap of faith. I paid for the shop, set it up, and then as now I was fitting it ready to start, people were coming to see, and they were mesmerized by it. And then the first month of operation, I got a few clients. And then interestingly enough, some ladies were coming to do their nails and to do their pedicure, their feet. So then I thought, why don't I think of ways to do now the salon, a salon, because most of these executive barbershops in Westlands or in town, you'd find a salon is separate from the barbershop. So, but then the other hurdle was finances. I exhausted everything that I had in the barbershop, so there was really no room for expanding to do a salon. So then I started scouting, looking for areas where I could get cash, loans here and there, a lot of startup organizations to see if I can get cash to do a business. But then you find most of these organizations want businesses that are ongoing, huge impact. Maybe you are doing green energy or something very technical for you to be assisted. And then voila, when I was searching, I bumped into WeDo, and I saw WeDo supporting like very simple projects, but having huge impact. And then I say, these are the kind of people who will hear me out, just this guy who wants to put up a salon. So then, as I was doing my research, then I also was in contact with a family friend who is in Germany. Apparently, I think it's just dots and dots connected. She had supported 2 other WeDo projects, so she was familiar with the process. I engaged her and told her there's this salon that I have an idea on. I have already started a barber shop. So at least now, since we know each other, and I sent her photos of the barber shop, then we were able to buy into the idea. So she assisted me with the funds, and then I topped up with the little that I had left. And then WeDo now brought the other balance that came in when was it? Beginning of end of September. So end of September, I got the funds. I set up the salon. It is up and running as we speak. I am so happy. I am an employer. I have 5 employees.
Wow.
So I have two barbers and 3 ladies, hairstylist and a nail technician, and a lady also who does just admin work and cleaning and shampooing. So yeah, and it feels so good to just be with them in the evening. They have made their commissions out of serving clients. They are happy. We engage on ways on how we can make the business pick up very fast. So you find like it's easier when you put your first foot forward. So I wouldn't have done this. I wouldn't have had this greater impact if it was not for WeDo. And as I said, I'm the youngest here. Possibly this is just the 3rd month. Maybe by next year, when I'm 6 months old, I will have a bigger story to tell, because the growth for the first 3 months have been tremendous. It's been a nice journey. There's been a lot of support from WeDo in terms of coaching. So it's not just the money that they give you, and they also coach you, and that was, I think that was a very, very big thing. And I'm excited to be here networking with so many people in Germany. This could be maybe the opportunity that I get to know many people in Germany. So yeah, but I think that was really great, and I'm grateful, and the future is only bright. So thank you so much, Frida, for inviting me to this forum.
Yeah, just say one sentence, and that is what Kevin has said. We are supporting all sectors. We're supporting all sectors. We're supporting farming. We're supporting industries. Small industries. Our niche is really to the household, family. That is our niche right now, because we know also there are very many companies and very many organizations which are supporting big companies. And for a long time, we are not having any who are supporting micro at the, and these guys have amazing ideas. I am so also inspired by these stories. I met Kevin. I went to his salon. I almost sat down there. It's only that time was not with me, just for a proper pedicure. He has state of the art. So we might say, what is 340,000 shillings? Where? 340,000 ni pesa hapa Kenya. Tafadhalini watu wetu wenye wako Ujerumani, hiyo ni pesa mingi sana. Mnaweza ona ni euros, ni kidogo. But for our people, it is a lot of money. And I encourage you not to give up, just support as you can. Carol, I would like to give it back to you because I don't want to take any more time. I had a presentation, and maybe I can just really just show one slide in terms of our numbers. For the last 3 months, I think the time also Kevin was getting his money, we have been able to pay around 40 projects so far, 40 projects to date. And we're still processing the money. The truth of the matter was we had challenges with the processes in terms of delays and stuff like this. But right now I am overseeing the entire pipeline of the process. So I'm looking at applications. I look at these applications every time I wake up before I go to bed. I want to see where the project's stuck. I want to advise. It's a lot of work because it's very, very small projects. Sometimes I'm not able to respond to everybody. I saw someone asking whether I can share my contact. And right now, I am having people that if the entrepreneur can also tell me, maybe Carol, you can be able to take the contact, I'll be able to call them and have a coach, maybe go to them and take them through the process. So I would like to say that we are doing well. Our projects are coming up. This week on Monday, we do add a standing ovation for Kenya because since we started, it has been Cameroon, Cameroon, Cameroon. On Monday, it was Kenya, which had the majority of applications. And I told them, yes, this is Kenya. And when we mean business, we mean business. You can see we run marathons. We might start slow, but we overtake on the way. So I'm not afraid of these countries like Cameroon or Ghana at all. They started earlier than us, but we're very good at marathon. I even told them about our superstar, Eliud Kipchoge. And I told them, guys, this is our business. We do these things and we do them well. And when we are inspired, we do even better. One thing I've observed in terms of our projects, and here too, let me just say the truth. When you're funding our entrepreneurs, tell them we need to be people of integrity. Some of the reasons why projects stall, I'm just being very honest, is that ulitumia your brother pesa. Your brother naye akaanza kuwa mjanja. You get? Instead of him buying, he said he's gonna buy a fridge, a Samsung fridge, to sell sugarcane juice along the streets of Migori. This guy just decides to be clever and he just goes and buys a very funny fridge, alafu anatafuta receipt ya Samsung. So when we go on the ground, we verify people. I am training my coaches every week. I tell them what to look out for. So anaangalia, receipt inaonyesha Samsung. But if rich ni over, what's the connection here? Not if rich ni mzee. I'm like, guys, I'm not gonna approve this kind of projects. And I told the entrepreneurs, I'm sorry. If a project is not having proper documentation, we will reject it. Si sababu kutuko na ubaya. We just want to promote clean business because if you don't have a solid business foundation, I can tell you it will fragment. I have seen the business of Kevin. State-of-the-art machines. Ukienda ni salon, a proper pedicure, very good seats, everything. These are the kind of businesses we want to support. So when you're talking to our brothers and sisters, tell them, please, WeDo is looking at integrity. And for me, I am the one who looks at those receipts at the end. I'm the one who is saying approve or reject. If I see something is not adding up, I reject without hesitation. That is the first thing. The second thing we have observed is our people, the system has, I have seen projects, umejaza everything, but you just fail to click submit. Just to click submit. See, Wongo. So I have had very many scenarios where I write to the entrepreneurs and the donors and tell them, please click submit so that your project can go to the next stage. Or the donor does not validate the changes. And how do they do validation? By just clicking submit. The third challenge, I had a presentation full-fledged, but because of time, let me just say this, that point, and then we can, I can hand over to you, Carol. The third issue which I have seen, which is a big issue for our people, Kenyans, is identification. And I just wanted to say something very brief about it. The identification issue, people get jittery about it. By the way, even me, when I looked at it, at first I was like, where you know, you have to take a picture with a camera, it's a software, it's an app. And I had to get in touch with the people in Germany and ask them, why are we doing this? Isn't this so intrusive? You know, as in, it's a lot of information. And the truth of the matter is that they needed to do this identification to make sure that targeted countries are the only beneficiary. Because if they don't do this identification, mtu atafanya the same, atatoka US or the UK or wherever, and our money, to be honest, is from the German government. And the German government is only like committed to support the German donors, German African donors, and also, of course, with the 4 other countries, Austria, France, and Switzerland. And the reason these countries are there is because we're also trying to get money from EU. So we're looking at getting more money next year, and I believe we will get more money for our entrepreneurs. But this application of identification is just to say, people should not be jittery about it, because think about it. NIS Kenya saizi, National Intelligence Service, hata wanajua mimi ni nani, na mimi sijui kama wanajua. So whatever they asking is not ati Simon Kirui. They know you. They know you very well. The German Intelligence Service know where you live. They know how you find your success. Yeah. So there's no information that you can give that they don't have. This is something I really want to say. And then finally, just say that we are committed. We have the capacity we require. And like Eunice is a very good example of a second project. I was very excited to see that our project actually took like 2 months from the time it was registered to the time it was paid. And I was like, wow, this is a very fast process. So I'm looking at, in the coming months, we'll be paying this in 6 weeks, if everything goes as planned. Carol, I thank you very much. I thank the ambassador. I thank Kirui and all the colleagues in Germany. Thank you for giving us this opportunity. Let us put the information out there to our people. Let us use this money. For me, what I cry about, Bwana Ambassador, is mdozi wangu uko Ujerumani aniambie, sasa hii pesa Frida nimekupatia na uwezi tumia. Kwa hivyo sasa wewe patia Cameroon hiyo pesa. Mimi nitasikia vibaya sana. Because I know I am living in Nairobi. I know the kind of challenges watu wako nazo hapa. Thank you very much and God bless you.
Nimekushika Frida, wewe endelea na wera kabisa. Tumefurahi sana.
Thank you, Frida. I also managed to uplift a small project, so I know how it is, and those are small challenges that you say, just not clicking that approve or I don't know submit here. So I had a problem and I was wondering, what are these guys doing? Until later I realized such small hitches, and so it went well. Thank you very much. So the small entrepreneur in Kenya is enjoying his small project. I appreciate.
Wow. Thank you. That is normally the top of the cream of the cake. You know, when you have a nice cake and you're eating the cream, I think that's what we'll all eaten, the cream of the cake. Thank you so much, Frida, for organizing this. And I think we can all see there's nothing that should hold us back from applying for the project. You can apply for 4 projects. That one is the Corona grant, and you can apply for 3 WeDo grants. And I think I hear there's another upcoming project which will be piloted in Kenya. So if you need any help, you can join our WhatsApp group for where we announce our events, or anyone has a question. We have people like Simon and other people who have already received projects. They can guide you on how to apply. The system is not very clear in some areas. They're trying to optimize it. So feel free to, to reach out. And I think now we can maybe give His Excellency a chance to say a few remarks and open the Q&A session. Before now, I think we have 4 minutes, so we had planned for 1.5 hours. And
all right,
I think
thank you, Njoki. Again, thank you to Frida. This is a wonderful, wonderful session. Njoki, we have to do this again. We always have to, let's keep the feet of everyone to the fire, so that we're able to excise maximum benefit. Number one is I go back to the point that Frida raised, which is integrity. This is serious business, and let us be people of integrity. And when we engage our brothers and sisters back home, let us ensure that they remain true to the ethos of integrity. The only way, let me give you an example. When I was in South Africa, we were doing a lot of avocados. People were selling, and then some Kenyans decided to cut corners, and they would put avocados which were spoiled in the middle of a package. And before long, the South Africans knew. Before long, they'd banned our avocados. So there was no use in the end. And the same thing has happened in Europe with regard to flowers and so on, and even avocados. So we can spoil for many people if we try to cut corners. That's number one. Number two, the devil is in the details. And I'm happy that Frida was talking about how to be more sensitive about detail. If you do not look at detail, you end up missing the whole forest, if you will. And therefore, let us take time. I know sometimes it's difficult, but once you have it, it's going to work. It is also true that the trick for us Kenyans has to be micro enterprises. 92% of Germany's GDP is middle level, Mittelstand. For us, President Uhuru Kenyatta was speaking at the UN the other day. He said, if it wasn't for our resilient micro enterprises, Kenya would have fallen because of Corona. But we managed because watu wanajitokeza, Aura is doing his small barber shop. Aura unajua lakini mimi siwezi kuja hapo juu hakuna nyele. Like you can trim my beard. But the trick is making it, being on top of your game and ensuring that the micro enterprises thrive. Njoki, what I would say is I'm still going to wait for you. Maybe after this, you send me a couple of emails from your colleagues and you, if you collate them, so that I can get something I can add to the members of parliament. I know for one, I'll tell the Germans that this WeDo thing is very successful and we need to broaden it. I think we should also have an opportunity to think of other things that can enable Kenyans in Germany to thrive and enable their people in Kenya to thrive as well. I tried to invite a couple of my people to join, but they're too busy chasing small measures, so they would not join. But I know one of my young Turks is called Mushai. Mushai, lazima uweke masikio hapa. Hapo kitabu kingeza chapa. Mushai na kuona unapiga rasta siku hizi eh?
No, barber shop ulisema
barber shop muhimu sana. Kwa hivyo this idea hapo, but Mushai, small enterprises is the key, and I would like to just end it by saying I'm very, very thrilled, and I leave it to Njoki to help me put together something to put in front of the Germans and the members of parliament. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, His Excellency. I think let's just take a minute and applaud him, because one thing I have really noticed about him, he's very close to Mwananchi. You don't feel that gap, eh? You don't we respect you, but you're making us not feel that gap. And let's just take a minute and applaud you for getting closer to us. Thank you so much.
Dr. Niseta nasema vitu zake hapo.
Yeah, so actually everyone is just praising your good work, your engagement, the way you're really trying to build this gap, which has been there for quite some time. So thank you so much for that. Keep it up, keep it up.
Thank you.
I would definitely organize something with the team, and we'll definitely get in touch and pass the few notes to you. So maybe we can open the Q&A session if anyone has a question or a comment or a remark. And so please feel free to either to unmute yourself before we finish the session.
Excellency, sir.
Yeah, Julia Ochako.
Mr. Ambassador, thank you so much. My question is, you mentioned some interest on enhancing professional healthcare workers from Kenya. At